Hi writers, how is everyone doing today? We are so excited because you all just finished your first adaptation of your fairy tales, so give yourself a round of applause. Excellent job. And today we're going to jump in and start our next adaptation. So I want you to stop for a second and I want you to think, what are some fairy tales that you already know, like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, the Three Little Pigs, the Emperor's New Clothes. So take a second and think about what fairy tales you know. Come up with 3 or 4 in your head right now, okay? So take a second and do that. Okay, so everyone should have a few fairy tales in their head. And I also want you to think about when we're writing fairy tales and fairy tale adaptations, we're writing a type of literature. So sometimes it's important to think as a writer, how am I going to set myself up? Since we're kind of in a different learning environment right now, and we have been for a little while, it's important that you have a space that you're going to in your house, and also that you think about what other writers do. Since right now we don't have our writing partners, let's think about a writer that we've all met, and that's Tui T. Sutherland, who wrote Wings of Fire. So she told us that she really liked to write at night. That was kind of her creative time. So I want you to think of a time that you really like to write. Do you like to write where you can see out the window? Or maybe you like to write in your bedroom. Maybe you like to wake up, write first thing in the morning, get some breakfast and write, but think about a time that you like to write, okay? So right now you have a fairy tale that you're thinking of and a time that you like to write. And we're gonna come up with a plan for our next adaptive fairy tale. Right here I have a chart. And we're gonna look over this chart, and this chart is also going to be in your Google Classroom. You're gonna be able to click on a link to see that chart. And we're gonna come up with a writing plan for the week. That is our big teaching point, is today you're gonna come up with a plan for your next adaptive fairy tale for the week, okay? So let's look at what we have here. We have how to write fairy tale adaptations. So first of all, you need to know the classic story and tell it often. Do not pick a story that you do not know very well. Like, for example, I know the story of the Three Little Pigs way better than the Emperor's New Clothes. So I would choose that over the Emperor's New Clothes. The next one, decide on a change to improve the story. What is the one change you want to make? And that's tricky, because I know that sometimes we want to make tons of changes. Just pick one important one. The next one, make the change lead to other changes so the whole story fits together, okay? So choose the one change, then make the change lead to something else. Think about simple changes. Next, make a character with traits who wants to run into trouble. Remember, there's gotta be a problem. Tell the story in 2 or 3 scenes. Small moment stories. We're not doing a watermelon, we're doing a seed small moment story. Next, storytell or act out the first scene, filling in lifelike details, then write the scene. This is a perfect time if you have a brother or sister at home, mom and dad, other family member, you can even act out the scene with them, make it a little play before you write. That's always a good idea to do. Next, figure out an ending that solves the character's big problem. Remember, problem, solution. Whatever they run into trouble, you want to have that ending. And finally, with narration, give a backstory at the start and stitch scenes together, okay? So make sure that your reader knows that if you're adapting the Three Little Pigs, start out the story of the Three Little Pigs, okay? So writers, you have a really exciting week in front of you. Right now, think about your fairy tale, think about how you're gonna adapt it, and think about where is the best place to write and the best time for you to do that. Wish you the best of luck, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.